Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I'd like to introduce my client Saif. And Saif's one of those that, like what usually happens with the vlogs, I get a client who says, "Hey, I'd like to do these vlogs, right? I'd like to do these vlogs. Uh, it would be fun. I would like the accountability and everything else." And some of the clients do it for a little while, and then they decide not to do them. Like the original Jack, he's still a client. I'm still coaching him. He's just not doing vlogs, right? So the way this works, oftentimes they just decide they want to do them. And for those curious, because this has come up and it's the stuff people try to say in order to hurt my business and whatever, and get people to apply saying, "Hey, can I get a massive discount if I do vlogs?" No, no, these are volunteer only. And quite frankly, the client vlogs don't make enough money to justify a discount for people. They're good. They're good advertising. Really, they're here for accountability, which a lot of the clients like. Some of them like having an audience that likes seeing them also. And it's good advertising for the business. So you guys will notice his training maxes are a little conservative. I classify Saif as intermediate. Although some people will look at the bench and say, "Well, what's wrong with the bench? Why is it so low, the training max?" Because he hasn't been benching. He hasn't been doing chest work. He only very recently started doing the bench press, right? He very recently started doing the bench press. And so I'm programming that for him. So yeah, we're only using an 80 kilo training max. But as you guys saw on that one, he got like 8 reps. He got 8 reps. He's almost as strong on the overhead press. I think I have his training max at 85 kilos on the bench, but his training max is 80 on the overhead press, which he can actually do for a few reps. All right, he can do for a few reps. But one of the things that's interesting, overall, his form and stuff tends to be really tight, really good. This is one of these people who learns form very, very quickly. All right. Now, we also are on a weight loss journey right now with him. He knows that he needs to lose body fat and lose body weight to be healthier, to be fit. And he's in the process. He's already lost some. We're in the process of continuing to lose more. But he wants to get really, really strong. And he has the potential to be really strong, right? Because even now, I mean, we're using 140 kilos on the safety ball as his training max. That's not his true max, right? It's not his true max, and the safety bar is a lot harder. But due to some shoulder stuff, he prefers a safety bar, right? We have some major discomfort and inflammation issues that he needs to work around. It's one reason he didn't bench. He just focused on the overhead press. So in his case, we're doing the safety bar. And also, he used to only sumo deadlift. I've got him over to doing conventional. He hasn't had no experience with conventional deadlift before he started with me. But we're making it work, and he's actually decently strong at it almost immediately. And you guys will notice, I mean, if you again look at the training maxes we set, then look at the reps he gets. Because he gets like 7 reps on everything else while leaving reps in reserve. Now, we ran into a lot of problems with video footage, though. He wanted to start the vlog this week, and a lot of his footage is really struggling to transfer over. And I am having some problems with that, and we're going to get that resolved as far as making it work through Messenger, getting it to load. But that does happen international sometimes as far as the video files coming through. So I didn't have as much footage, supplemental lifts and stuff as I would like. But you guys can kind of see at the start, except he did these not in landscape, so it kind of messed up a little bit the file at the start. But that being said, if you look at kind of what his supplemental work is on the bench day, we just bench, right? He does barbell rows, which are basically a pen lay row. He does lying tricep extensions. The squat day, we were doing safety bar good mornings. He finds they really irritate his low back, but RDLs don't. So I've taken him over to RDLs, since this workout was filmed. But we don't do a lot of supplemental work. It's pretty much a very similar to a normal 5-3-1 type template. Boring but big. Except we have a little bit of differences in the lifts. And at the moment, he just does barbell rows and laying extensions on the bench day. He does barbell rows and curls, and I didn't get curl footage, none of it loaded, unfortunately. One of the sets, I only got 3 reps. But again, we had some corrupt files with the video this time that will get sorted hopefully for next week's vlog. But he does that. He does curls. And his deadlifts and squat days, we just do good mornings, and we're going to change it to RDLs. All right, it's very, very simple. Very simple. And, you know, some people would say, you know, why are we doing truly boring but big and only a few supplemental lifts like that? Well, it's a lot of volume, number one. Number two, he's training 4 days a week. Not training 3, he's doing 4. So if we do 2 extra lifts on the overhead days, especially if one of them's arm exercises, still a respectable amount of volume. What does that give us? For overall pressing through the week, especially if we count overhead press in there, it's a lot. It's like 16 sets of pressing, 10 sets of rowing. Then we have, 10 sets of arms, 5 for biceps, 5 for triceps. That's a lot. Same if we come over with the squats and deadlifts. I mean, the boring but big templates are a lot of work. If you run that type of template, you're getting 3 ramp up work sets. Only one of them is truly hard, but that doesn't matter. They're all work sets. And then 5 of the 5 by 10 back off work. Most people are going to grow off that. And we're just do a secondary hip hinge for him because we know that's where we need to build him up. His quads are massive. Right? Back, his triceps are massive. Irrespective of body fat level, you look at this guy's quads and triceps, when he gets leaner, they're going to look even bigger. Right? He's got massive quads and triceps. So I'm not worried about those things that much, to be honest. So what do we really need to work on for him? Pecs, lats, posterior chain. Right? That's going to be where we make the most strength gains for him. And he's doing it while he's cutting. We're doing it while cutting. But one of the things you guys will note, his form overall tends to be very, very clean, very explosive. He stays tight. Not saying all of it's perfect and doesn't need some practice, but I want people to note that, though, that this lifter, everything is explosive, powerful. Everything is paused. Watch his benching. Watch his pressing. Watch all of these movements he does. Right? He's explosive. He stays tight. Everything's paused. This is what I like to see. It's what I like to see. And even with the deadlifts, he's only been doing conventional deadlifts a few weeks. He doesn't do them historically. I've got him doing them now. And some people will say, well, so what's up with the head down? We talked about that. He feels stronger and more comfortable that way, so I let him do it. All right? Especially when he moves like he does. If he feels more powerful with the chin down, by all means, I let him do so, because watch how fast he pops weights up and how smooth everything is. All right? He's explosive. And he's tight. So I don't care if that's more comfortable for him, we'll carry on in that case. If it was a more novice lifter and they're doing it and then I'm seeing a lot of backgrounding and all sorts of problems from it, I'm going to tell them not to do that. But in his case, we don't see that. Right? We don't see that. And he's going to be an advanced lifter pretty quick. As we lose body weight, because again, those are body weight related, is how we determine those. His strength's going to come up quick. I'm going to have him at what we would classify as an advanced lifter in terms of the strength standards. We're going to have him there within a few months. It's not going to take that long. But again, as you guys can see, the deadlift days, we just do the 5-3-1 type stuff, a boring but big, and then he does another hip hinge. Unfortunately, the footage didn't work, so we can't see the RDLs, but you guys can at least get an idea of what his deadlift looks like. And we left reps in the tank every time. He wanted to go conservative, which, as we've discussed, so even these 7 and 8 rep sets, he has more in the tank. So these training maxes are going to come up over time. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.